one power, invisible, and just see it everywhere and every day. One power, indescribable, and just speak of it with every word you say. Mysterious until you know the truth. As simple as the love inside of you. Call it God, call it Spirit, call it Jesus, call it Lord, call it Buddha, Baha'u'llah, angels' wings or heaven's door. But whatever name you give it, it's all one power, can't you see? It's the power of the love in you and me. One power, one power.
Good morning. Yeah. How's everyone? Such is the nature of life that all it asks and all it wants is the opportunity to appear. And you are that opportunity, and so am I, and so it is. Welcome, everyone, to CSL Midtown, coming to you live this morning from Atlanta, Georgia. We are so glad that you have joined us today. And we welcome all people, no matter who you are or where you are in your life or what you're thinking about today. We welcome you. To you, if you are listening online, if you're here in the room, if you're listening to a recording, welcome. Our center reflects beautiful, diverse tapestry of life, and we are all part of that tapestry. And we are so glad that you are here with us today, and know that you're in the right place and that this is the right time for you. And we know that you are an individual expression of the divine life in which we all live. Welcome, everyone. And we hope that those who are watching our broadcast on social media will like and share this with their friends. I'm getting a call. For a better understanding of who we are and what we teach, let's listen now to our Declaration of Principle as written by our founder, Dr. Ernest Holmes.
A few of the Declaration of Principles we live by.
I believe in one God, one absolute power, and first cause to all things.
I believe that this power is perfect love, and it creates out of a desire to express love.
I believe all thought is creative, and how I choose to think creates my personal experience.
I believe in the unity of all life, and the immortality of the individual soul forever unfolding.
I believe in the eternal goodness, the eternal loving kindness, and the eternal givingness of God to all.
And so it is.
So grateful. Hey.
Good morning. So I'm Maya Fuller, and I am, at the moment, I'm the stand-in moderator. The topic for today is, this month's theme is transcendent purpose. And the topic for today is something like, thank you, glow up, elevate your expectations. So we are living in a world right now, in this space right now, where we definitely have elevated expectations for the highest and best good for this service today. I do want to be frank and tell you what's happening. Right now, our speaker is running late. She had a little glitch. Listen, it's Atlanta traffic. Things are going to happen. And so therefore, we are sharing the stage right now. But I'm going to move into this space right now where it's time for the practitioner. I'm practitioner Maya Fuller. Welcome to CSL Midtown. I'm going to move into this space to definitely say a treatment for the highest and best of all concerned for this service, and also that we know that we have the power within us to glow up and be the best that we can possibly be. So just everybody in this space, online, just join me in consciousness, knowing that all is well right now, despite appearances. All is always perfect and complete. Everything is always in perfect and divine time and order, And that is what's happening now. As we turn our attention to the truth of who we are as spiritual beings, we know that the truth, capital T, reality, truth, is that there's one presence, one power in the universe. And that presence and power is life. It is happening right now in us, through us, as us. Life, this experience of life that we're having, is perfect and divine as it is. We're made of the same one power of life. There's only one, and we're made of this one presence, one power in the universe that is God, that is good, that is divine presence, always presence, everywhere present. And it is in me right here, right now, as I speak these words, to know the truth that this service today runs perfectly well. We have our speaker who is safe, that she is well, and that she shows up in perfect and divine time and order, or that spirit, which is the intelligence in all of us, shows up through everyone here who is behind the scenes working to support this service. That the right and perfect words that everybody needs to hear are said. The right and perfect music, of course, is going to be played. The right and perfect message that we need to hear to know the truth about who we are and how magnificent we are unfolds. And we're going to be able to see this today in action as this service unfolds magnificently. As we have an impromptu service beyond our expectations of good, we know that the intelligence of the universe is the intelligence in me right now. It's the intelligence in Judy. It's the intelligence in every person who participates in this service. And even though we might have we expected things to turn out differently, things work out even beyond our expectations of good when we expect it to be so. So right now, I just claim that we have a wonderful service. We have a divine service, that this is full of laughter and of breakthroughs and of ahas and of community and of camaraderie, knowing that there's nothing that we can do that is off principle, that is off away from God, when we are just standing in the truth, knowing that it's the divine intelligence that speaks through us. So we just allow that to be, and we celebrate it in advance, a wonderful service, and beyond our expectations of good, and we let it be so. And so it is. And now for our music for reflection.
Close my eyes, I open my heart, I'll take a deep breath, let the healing start. I lift my hands, I plant my feet, I let love in, I feel the beat that's calling us to rise, rise, spirit rise up, rise in me. I let in my soul, I clear my mind, I'm here and now, in present time. The power of 1,000 suns lighting up the dark. Oh, we rise as one. Oh, rise, rise, to heart, hand in hand, no turning back, onward to promised land. Do you feel the power of 1,000 suns lighting up the dark? Oh, we rise as one. Love's calling, calling out your name. Love's calling. That's why we came. Love's calling, calling out the name. Love's calling. It's why we came. Come on and rise, rise, spirit rise up, rise to me, rise. Come on and rise, oh spirit rise up, rise in me, rise up, rise up, rise up, rise up. Come on and rise up. Come on, lift your hands up, jump, reach for the sky, go up high, higher, yeah. Rise up. Come on, raise your voice and shout. Love is alive, we're bringing the light brighter, brighter. Rise up. Come on, lift your hands up, jump, reach for the sky, go up high, higher, yeah. Rise up. Come on, raise your voice and shout. Love is alive, we're bringing the light brighter, brighter. Rise up. Come on and rise up.
Great. Okay. Okay. Hello? Yes. It's on. Sorry. Well, you know, our speaker this morning was supposed to be Reverend Susan Zoller, and she had a health situation last night and took some medication and wasn't feeling well this morning. So we just found that out. So guess what? We are going to give you guys a great talk. Maya's going to speak for about 10 minutes, and then I'll come up and speak for 10 minutes, and we're going to be talking about science of mind principles. So here we go.
Greetings, friends. Thank you, beloveds. Listen, this is a beautiful day to be alive and awake and alert, honey, and aware is what we're doing right now, okay? Right, so we are alive and awake and aware of the Spirit moving in and through all things. And today, our theme invites us into something powerful, something that can literally change and shape our lives, that we would elevate our expectations. Now, if you're like me, of course, you've probably heard this phrase before, maybe from a coach or a teacher, or maybe your mother who told you, honey, you deserve better. Elevate your expectations. Don't settle for that do good, no good, do nothing person that's beneath you as a partner. Don't settle for less education. Don't settle for less than you deserve. But today, we're not just talking about it in a motivational way. We're talking about this from a spiritual standpoint. Because as Ernest Holmes teaches us in the science of mind, our expectations are not neutral. They are the molds into which the infinite spirit pours its substance. What we expect is what we invite. What we expect is what we experience. So we're going to go over some universal spiritual principles, like Judy mentioned. And first principle that we're going to talk about is that, just in general, that the universe is lawful. It responds. It responds to us. It responds to our thoughts. Ernest Holmes reminds us the law of mind is simply the way that spirit works through us. It is impersonal and automatic, always taking the impress of our thought and returning it to us as our experiences. So other ways that we think about that is as within, so without, that our consciousness creates our reality. So let's think about that. Life doesn't necessarily give us what we want. Life gives us what we expect. So our expectations are usually based off of our beliefs, which are our solidified thoughts, the thoughts that we think over and over again, the conclusions that we have made in life. So I want to have a certain experience, but if the energy, the vibration, the frequency of my consciousness in terms of what I expect is something different, then I can determine the outcome based on what I expect rather than what I want. When we expect good, good flows in. When we expect struggle, we subconsciously organize our thoughts and behaviors around struggle. Our expectations are the thermostat of our consciousness. They set the temperature for our experience. So the thermostat is set to just get by. Spirit says, as you wish. If it's set to abundant, joyful, fulfilling life, Spirit says, as you wish. The infinite never argues with our consciousness. It simply reflects it. So that was point one. Point two, in my little mini talk before Judy comes up and gives her little mini talk, is the subtle trap of low expectations. Now, many of us have learned to lower expectations as a form of self-protection, right? Oh my gosh, I do that with movies all the time. People are like, oh, this movie's going to be so great. And I'm just like, I'm not going to believe the hype, because when I go in there, I don't want to be disappointed. Listen, I got to tell you something. In my life, one of the things that people hyped up, which people in this room can understand, people hyped up Atlanta. They were like, ooh, Atlanta. And I was like, I'm not jumping on the bandwagon of Atlanta. It can't be that great. But baby, Atlanta is really great. I remember I did that also with this movie, Black Panther. Oh, everybody was like, Black Panther is going to be so wonderful. It's going to be so great. Also, what was the movie, the show on Broadway that everybody was like, oh, this show is going to be so great. But I missed out on these things because my expectations of it being that great, my expectations were lower than how good it was. So I ended up missing out on Atlanta for a long time. I ended up missing out on getting excited about Black Panther and whatever the name of that movie was on Broadway. Hamilton, thank you. And when I saw it at on my couch during the pandemic, I was blown away. So we fall into this subtle trap of low expectations. So because we don't want to get our hopes up. Why not? Why not? I'm asking, why not get our expectations up? Where else do you want your expectations to be? I don't want to get my hopes up means I don't want to be disappointed. But the truth is that lowering our expectations doesn't prevent disappointment. It guarantees mediocrity. It just would have guaranteed the fact that I would not have had those experiences because I wasn't listening to them. I was expecting something lower. So Spirit cannot give us more than we're willing to accept. As Holmes said, we are limited not by principle, but by our inability to see infinite possibility. So when we shrink our expectations, we're not being realistic. We're being forgetful of this truth, of this principle, forgetful of who we are, forgetful of the nature of God, forgetful that we live in an infinite universe, not a limited one. So I know that was a small example. Those are small examples, but I imagine that in our own lives, we have things that we want and we desire. right? But sometimes we're like, oh, I don't want to be disappointed. I don't want to be hurt. I don't want my expectations to be lowered. But we, in this space, online and in this room, we live by principle. So let's talk about how expectations work spiritually. Expectation is faith in motion. It is faith dressed up and ready to go somewhere. Holmes wrote, faith is not something we have to get. Faith is something that we have to release. Faith is is inside each and every one of us. We just have to let it out. To expect good is to trust that good is the natural order of life. Everything works together for good. The universe is good. There's one presence, one power in the universe, and it is good. And so that being our basic principle is something that we can always go back to, that we can expect good because that is the natural order of life. It's not arrogance for us to be New Thought people saying like we know the natural order of life. It's alignment. Here's an example. Think of a gardener planting seeds. The gardener doesn't bury the seeds and say, well, hope something grows, but it probably won't. No, the gardener waters, nourishes, and expects the garden to grow. In that same way, every affirmation, every prayer, every vision we hold is a seed planted in the soil of our minds. Expectation is the sunshine that draws it upward into form. Point 4 of my multiple points, 10-point treatise here. Point 4 is practical ways. Let's talk about practical ways to elevate our expectation. Okay. One practical way that we have right here that we use at Science of Mind is through affirmative prayer. We use spiritual mind treatments, also known as affirmative prayer. When we pray affirmatively, we're shifting from hoping to knowing. We stop praying to something outside of us and begin praying from the awareness that spirit is right here where we are, and therefore all is well and everything is possible all the time, period. Spirit is right here. So instead of please help me, we say, I am guided, sustained, and fulfilled by infinite intelligence. That is an elevated expectation. So another tool that we have along with affirmative prayer, spiritual mind treatment, is we have the tool of visioning. Visioning is one of our most sacred tools. It asks, what is God's highest idea for my life, for my work, my health, my relationship? That question lifts us from personal willpower to divine inspiration. When we expect to be guided by spirit, we are lifted into divine flow. So visioning is a tool that we have that allows us to be receptive and to be able to use our intuition to receive the message of the spirit, knowing that spirit is always communicating with us. Intelligence is always here. Now, during the visioning process, we were saying, okay, whatever way that you experience the leanings of spirit, if it's in images, jot down the image. If it's in words, write down the words, right? We're in this receptive mode, but the receptive mode expecting that the highest and best is available to me. So spirit, show me the way. So envisioning, we're asking. Another way that we experience this is through our community. Yes, so I'm just so grateful and thankful now that we have this loving, supportive community here and online. That is your energy and your consciousness is allowing this message to unfold in perfect and divine time and order, as we said in the treatment. So, but do you know what happens when we gather in a spiritual community like this one? Our collective expectations rise, and we can just say amen because that's what's happening right now. Amen. We remind one another who we are when we forget. Judy kept saying, because we also had a background situation where we needed to set up the AV and all this kind of stuff because that person, our AV person, is not here. And Judy, our practitioner, kept saying, it's all is well, all is well. And you can see me, you can hear me. So audio and visual are working. Amen. All right. So when you come here on a Sunday, you might walk in feeling burdened. You might feel tired. You might feel worried. But we hope, we expect, we pray, we affirm that you leave remembering, wait a minute, I'm a spiritual being. I am the activity of God on earth, and everything is possible. And that is the power of community consciousness and community. So let's talk about examples of elevated expectations in action. Think about people like the Wright brothers. They expected flight when the world said that that's impossible. What kind of dreams do you have? What kind of expectations do you have that the world, the people around you, your mother, your father, your husband, your wife, your sister, your brother, they might not see it, but you know that this is something that is set out for you? What expectations are you holding? What about a child who's learning to walk, who falls, who stumbles, and yet expects to stand again? Expectation is the seed of transformation. It takes you from crawling to walking, right? From walking to running. And yes, there are going to be moments of doubt. There are going to be times when you say, this is taking too long. But Spirit's timing is not about delay. It's about alignment. Perfect in divine time and order was a prayer from this morning. So I am going to finish out with a couple more points. The spiritual law of elevation. Let's talk about that. When we elevate our consciousness, because this topic is about glowing up, elevate our expectations. When we elevate our expectations, we're not commanding God to do more or to be more. We are allowing more God to flow through us. God does not need to change. We do. We need to open our consciousness on our minds and to expect the highest and the best with no exceptions. God is already abundance, love, peace, and wholeness. And what do you say I am? What do you say I am? I am already abundance, love, peace, and wholeness because I can never be separated from the one. We lift our consciousness. We lift our point of contact with that infinite source. It's like tuning into the radio. Spirit's broadcast is always playing. It's our job to dial into a clearer frequency. And every time we affirm our worth, speak our word, and act in faith, we turn that dial just a little higher. Just a little higher. Let's take a breath. Ask yourself quietly inside of yourself, where in my life am I being called to elevate my expectations? Is it in my health? Can I expect radiant vitality rather than just the absence of illness? How about in my relationships? Can I expect harmony and joy rather than just getting along? How about in my finances? Can I expect divine sufficiency rather than just barely making ends meet? In my spiritual practice, can I expect revelation rather than just routine? Wherever your spirit is whispering more, that is an invitation for you to elevate. But let's be real. It's easy to expect great things for other people, right? Oh, yes. I see abundance and success for you. But when it comes to ourselves, we say, well, I'll just take the crumbs from the cosmic table. Friends, you are not a cosmic afterthought. You are a divine idea in the mind of God. You are the vessel through which the infinite good seeks to express. So stop acting like we are spiritual interns. You are partners with the infinite. So here's your homework from me this week. Take one area of your life and consciously raise the bar of expectation. Write an affirmation for it. Visualize the best possible outcome. Speak as though it's already done and give thanks in advance. Because gratitude is the language of elevated expectation, right? We already expect it's going to happen. So we walk in faith with that expectation so we can give thanks in advance. It's already done. Holmes said the expectation of good draws the good to us. So, beloveds, as I land the plane, the same power that hung the stars, that orchestrates galaxies, that causes flowers to bloom, that same power lies in you. You're not here to live small. You're here to reveal the majesty of God through your life. So this week, expect healing, expect love, expect prosperity, expect synchronicity, expect revelation. Because when we elevate our expectations, we elevate our vibration. And when we elevate our vibration, we elevate the world. So let's affirm together. Repeating after me. I now elevate my expectations to align with infinite good. I now elevate my expectations to align with infinite good. I expect love, abundance, peace, and joy. I expect love, abundance, peace, and joy. I open wide to receive the blessings of spirit. I open wide to receive the blessings of spirit. I walk in faith and live in gratitude. Walk in faith and live in gratitude. And so it is. Thank you. And now, the wonderful, illustrious, amazing Judy Aehle.
Wow. Well, the universe, there's no mistakes in the universe, right? And Maya, that was amazing. I think you just found your new calling in the world. Yeah. Wow. Anyway, today it's a really interesting Sunday morning because first of all, Vance and his partner John, I mean, Vance is our technical person, and we knew in advance that he wasn't going to be here. So Rural and Maya and Tasha, trained like last month and it took 3 people to do what one person does, right? And they came and they did this, and then our speaker wasn't here. And I was like, we don't have a speaker. This is a really interesting Sunday. So anyway, thank you, Maya. That was great. And Susan, she said she just like, how people say they throw their back out. Well, that's what she said. So it's not like any life-threatening thing, but she took some medication and I guess it really did the thing. So anyway, she's not here, obviously. So when I was sitting back there listening to Maya, I thought, what can I add to this? Because after we finish our part, then wonderful Lynn Bryce is going to come up and talk a little bit about the center and about the auction that's going on. So we get to hear about that. But what I thought I would do would just lead us into like a guided meditation time for a few minutes, and just have that experience together. And that's what I decided to do. I mean, I could come up here and talk about whatever, but I just thought, that's what I'm going to do. Because I used to do that down at the Academy of Medicine. We used to have meditation before the service. And so we haven't done that here. So we're going to do that right here, right now. Okay. So get yourself nice and comfortable in your chairs and put your feet on the floor. And if you're comfortable, this is a safe place. You can close your eyes and relax. And let's just take a couple of really nice, slow, deep breaths. And just allow ourselves, as we do that, just take a moment to let all of whatever you've been thinking about or anticipating that's coming next, all of it, let it all fall away and allow yourself to become completely and totally present right here and right now in this moment. And that as we sink into this quietness of this moment, we know that there is a power in the universe that we are always connected to and that is always responding to us. And that this is a power for good and it loves us and wants the very best for us and wants each of us in our own unique way to express a life that is unique and fulfilling and joyous and perfect in every way. So we just sink into that knowing and sink into that presence of love, of peace. And as we do this, we know that we are absolutely worthy of this goodness, of this joy. We are absolutely worthy simply because we exist. Not because we have tried so hard or worked so hard or accomplished whatever it is on paper that looks so great, but just simply we are human beings created out of love to live lives that are full of meaning and joy and purpose and that have value and that contribute to the goodness of the world. So I'm going to just be quiet for a little bit because I want us to just really enjoy this moment of absolute quietness here. And this is your opportunity to put your words out into the universe, to connect with this deep presence, the peace that passeth understanding, that connect with that for a few minutes. So I'm just going to be quiet for a little bit here. In the stillness of this moment, we truly know that all is well and that our thoughts are powerful and our expectations are high and our willingness to be open and to allow spirit to flow through our lives is deep and it is good. So I'm just so grateful for being here this morning, so grateful for each person that is here and listening to this, and know that this healing power and presence is available to us always to heal, to bless, and to prosper each one of us in our lives in whatever way we ask. And so we let go of how it's going to happen in our lives. We let go of that, and instead we just know that yes, the universe is saying yes to us, no matter what the appearance may be, no matter what the struggle may be, but that the universe is saying yes. So take a few moments to just enjoy this peaceful moment and to know that yes, that all is well. Okay. So allow yourselves to come back into the room and to be here for a few moments. Okay. So that's the end of the talk. Oh, we did good. I think we're just about right on time, aren't we? So we're going to have Lynn come up and say a few words about the auction, and then we'll do the prosperity piece. Okay.
Well, this is great. I'm turning my thermostat up right now. I have high expectations for this auction. Yeah, we're going to do it. We're going to do it. We have a bunch of different items on our online auction. You can find them on our Facebook page. You can find the link directly to the auction on the website. I've been posting some of the different items that we have, and we've got a couple of them right here in person. So I'm going to start, since the wonderful Maya Fuller, this is where she gets all her inspiration, is from The Science of Mind. And she is donating a first edition, leather-bound, gilded-edged copy of it. It is a $90 value. The opening bid on this is $30. It could be a steal, but hopefully it'll go for $500. Yeah. And then we also have visual aids. I feel like Vanna White. Our lovely vase, or vase, depending on how you look at it, donated by Judy Aehle, our other speaker today. It's 13 inches. It's ceramic. It's got a lovely glaze to it. It's a lovely piece all by itself, but it's also could hold some pretty posies. And if art is your thing, I have painted 4 different people that you might recognize. We have Julia Childs, and this is oil on linen, and it comes like this, but is suitable for framing. It is it's $425. However, it's a $750 value. And on the smaller side of things, we have a bunch of gourmet portraits. The gourmet portraits, this one's called What's for Breakfast, but there's also some peaches, there's a kebab, there's an assortment of peppers. So these can hang on the wall, or they can sit conveniently right next to your stove. Oh, and I'm also donating 2 commissioned portraits. One of them is of your favorite person. It might be your spouse, it might be your child, it might be your grandmother. Anybody you want. We'll just agree on a reference photo and take it from there. It'll be oil on canvas. And the other one, that one is those are $950. And excuse me, the other one is a portrait of your pet. Dog, cat would be recommended, but if it's a gerbil, I'll try to work with you. And let's see. We also have a series of spiritual guidance sessions that have been donated by a lot of our guest speakers, Reverend Dr. Bob Dean, Reverend James Peake, Reverend Dr. Raymond Anderson, Reverend Robert Brzezinski, Cynthia Paulson, and Jean Bell have all offered their time and spirit to guide you. Several other artists have donated items, and we have a whole selection. Mr. Bryce has unleashed his library on us, and so there's collections of science fiction and mystery books, and I think that's, and then if you don't see anything that lights your fire, we are accepting cash. So there'll be a button for that. But we are anticipating this to be a very successful event, and it's going to be necessary for us to elevate our search for a new senior minister. So thank you in advance for everything that you're going to do.
Thank you, Lynn. Yeah, there's a lot of really great items on there. So I hope that you'll at least go on there and check it out and see if there's just something that you have been looking for. And it's so wonderful. We really appreciate everybody that's donated. All right, here's our affirmation for prosperity. So we appreciate everyone who supports our center And if this is a place where you get your spiritual value, think about donating to us. We just really appreciate that. Let's say this together. I live in a universe of abundance. As I freely and joyfully give, I join in the divine flow, and all that I share with life returns to me multiplied abundantly, and so it is. And there's our website and our QR code, so it's easy to do. All right, thank you. Let's see if we have some announcements. I know that after today's meeting, we have a potluck, and so we invite anyone who's here to stay, whether you knew and brought food or not, please stay. We always have plenty. Our next Sunday, we have the Reverend Dr. Raymond Anderson speaking. It'll be online next Sunday. And the link to the auction is on our website, the orange bar. And we also have the new minister Sacred Covenant Easy Prayer that is our prayer that our group developed together to manifest a minister for us. So please join us. I don't know if there's going to be I don't think there's going to be a Zoom after this because we don't really have a guest minister today. So anyway, those of you who are online, thank you for being here. We really appreciate it. So I guess we can do the closing affirmation, wherever that is. Yeah. Oh, whoops. Oh, here it is. Okay, let's say this together, please. I leave this place now knowing something better than I knew before. I go forth into the world with a heart full of love and a mind full of good sense. I look at the world in a greater way, knowing that I have within me everything I need to create the life I desire. I give thanks for this understanding, and I am grateful for the spirit of life that lives through me, and so it is. All right, thanks everybody, and hang around and have a bite to eat.
I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful for all that I have. I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful for all that I have. Hey! Oh yeah. Grateful. I just say I am so grateful every day for all I have. Every day. I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful for all I have. Every day I say it. Grateful. How I'm grateful. Every day. Oh yeah. I am so grateful. Oh yeah. I'm so grateful. 'Cause I accept and I receive. I am so grateful. Oh yes, I am. I am. I am. So grateful, hey, grateful. I just count my blessings. Grateful. I just count my blessings.
There is a power for good in the universe greater than you are, and you